all the shows have comedians at the forefront, surrounded by the best actors on the planet. So Seinfeld, Martin, Cosby, Roseanne, Red Fox. You just go down the line.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I want to ask you something, man. When you look at today's climate, and you look at, and I'm shifting gears, the internet, far as the comedians, the way the comedy is on the internet, versus you doing the stand-up. I want to get into your stand-up and just go into the fact of, how did you even first get into stand-up? You know what I mean? Being that, I know I seen Martin on the, Def Comedy Jam and all that, but how did you get into it?
Recognizing that shows were given to comedians, right? They'll give a show to a comedian in a heartbeat. Look at all the shows. Look at every sitcom you can think of. All the shows have comedians at the forefront, surrounded by the best actors on the planet. So Seinfeld, Martin, Cosby, Roseanne, Red Fox. You just go down the line. Now, it's not to say that these people themselves weren't entities, or forces to be reckoned with, Bernie Mac, right? It's not to say that, but that was the formula. And I felt like, dang, if I ever want to I thought I had already proved that I'm Batman or that man. I already did that. But no, because perception is everything. If you're constantly being Robin, they see you as Robin until you show them you Batman. So I was like, oh, this is what I got to do. Okay. I got to go over here, even though I thought I had already did that, to show them just so they can see that, and then I get what I want.
How was you received?
By who?
By the crowd, by the people who had to see you in that, in that light. Was it just open arms, you had to work at it?
Yeah, no, it's a fraternity, man. It's I respect it. I respect comedians and I respect the craft of it. I respect what they do. Yeah. And I approached it the same way that I approached my craft, my acting craft, and this, that, and the others. I learned and I paid my dues, and I went on, I went to, Ali Sadiq, I call him the absentee dad, because, he was one of the ones that,
shout out,
that took me under his wing, but threw me in the water. He was like, all right, swim. I'm like, damn, bro, you know what I mean? So, and he's one of the, he's one of them ones. He's one of them ones, you know what I mean? And I took something from everybody in terms of building my own pot of gumbo, and no, it wasn't well received, because it was like, how you gonna come over here? We trying to get to where you at. We trying to do what you doing. So now you think you gonna come, just like how I might feel about certain entities that exist out there jumping into my genre of, whatever, because it's like, oh, so because you was on a reality show, you think you can,
So because we asked Gary Owen, we asked Gary Owen in an interview recently, because actors, comedians, can a comedic actor actually do stand-up? And can you tell the difference?
And what did he say?
He said, when you see a person who is an actor, comedian, stepping over into stand-up, you can tell that they're acting like a comedian. They're trying to act like. You can tell the difference. That's what he said.
Right.
And what is your views on that?
That's been his experience. That's his experience. And he's right to some degree, but not everybody. Mm-hmm. Not everybody. And it's been proven. Mm. It's been proven. I mean, you look at Jamie Foxx, for example. You can look at a lot of people who. No,
that's hard.
That was acting first.
No, you have to understand what I'm saying. He wanted to be a singer first.
Right.
Sure did.
So don't tell me that when you look at him on stage, you see somebody acting like, no. I get it. You know, I'm not gonna name names out there because I ain't trying to do that.
No, but,
Right,
but
no.
definitely Jamie is one that you cannot
my
deny.
point. My
like,
point being
hard.
My point being, it's not. He's right in the sense that some are, but you can't. That's not everybody. And let me tell you something. I've been. A lot of the ones out there, a lot of the ones that are respected and that I respect, then already.
Got it.
That's real.
In terms of what I do and how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, man, and to the point where they thought it was always that way. It was like always this first, not that. So it's the opposite of
That
what
you
he's saying.
can't tell the
It's the opposite of what he's saying.
Yeah.
And it's because of the way that I approached it. Like I said, you know, it's almost like you just happen to get, you know, and I had been doing it too already for a minute beforehand. But it's like if you get famous doing one thing, like Fox, if he went out to California or he was really wanting to be a singer, but he's like, man, all these different avenues to get to the same place. And you got a wheelhouse of everything, but it's almost like perception. Like I said, so once you're accepted as one thing, it's this, that, and the other. Now it's like, oh, this is who you are. We're gonna put you in this box. Nah, you can't put me in the box, dog. You can't put me in the box. You can't hold me. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and I'm gonna do it on levels that are high, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But dang it, I had a point I wanted to make with regards to. It'll come back to me. I might have a Tourette's moment, but it'll come back to me. With regards to
The acting and
because there, like I said, there are people out there who are trying it, and you can absolutely tell, but they don't give it the same because it wasn't already in them.
Do you feel like because they've learned the art? Because they said there's an art to being a stand-up comedian.
Absolutely.
So once they've learned that and mastered that, so now you can't really tell the difference.
Right.
But they have to go through that path first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like learning. It's learn anything else. It's definitely a learning curve and process and all of that because it's an art form.
Which is harder.
This is the point.
Okay, go ahead.
Comedians have a different psyche and a different mindset. They have a different way of thinking in terms of on a daily basis because that's the muscle that they've trained and honed to pay attention to for so long. It makes sense, you know. But if you take a Robin Williams, for example, you know, it's almost to me it's almost like you're diminishing. I would never make that statement because it diminishes the other art form. So basically, because that's like me saying, oh well, you know, I can tell a comedian who's trying to act. There's so many examples of that not being true, but there are examples of that being true, right? And if I take Robin Williams, one of the greats, born to do what he does, has had it all in him. So, you know, where's the line there? You don't know it when you do Good Morning Vietnam. When you do The Fisher King. When you can, you know, take a John Leguizamo. You know, I can take you here and take you there. I can make you, you know, and take a script and take a real, because you have all these real life experiences. It's about being bold. It's about taking chances. It's about having no fear, and it's about committing. But yes, in terms of separating the two arts forms and crafts, it is an art form, and it's to be respected, both.
Which is harder?
Which is harder?
Craft to do.
I think that would be unfair for me to answer that based on what I said before in terms of which muscle was trained more. Okay. But I personally think that stand-up is it's a different animal. It's a different beast because you're literally out there naked. You're out there on your own. You know, but I grew up doing theater. So, you know, in terms of being present in the moment,
you're used to it,
and not knowing what's going to happen and what can go on, that's a whole nother thing than having something that is where you get a second chance.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a whole different animal. So I wouldn't say harder, but maybe you're right. Maybe you know, maybe that would be I would, maybe you're right.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.